Now, coming back to the second. So the first one, broker access control and SSRF, they are merged. Now we're talking about security misconfiguration. Now, what is security misconfiguration? As I said, when our app is technically secure, but here we're just leaving our keys everywhere for anyone to check it out. And this has been again a big issue all this time, because there are small mistakes that we can do. We are humans, we are the weakest link, and we can make mistakes as well. So here there are multiple CWEs also associated with this issue, whether it's about credentials, whether it's about default settings, whether it's about XXC, or anything. So there are multiple CWEs which are associated with it. And when we check the data, we realize that 19.8%, or when we talk about in general average incident rate, so 3% of all the applications have some form of security misconfiguration. Now, and who's making it? It's we who make it unintentionally a lot of times. So we need to be very, very cautious about it. Now, how does it work? Think about the security camera. Now, the security camera here, we tend to forget about checking those default credentials. And what happens next? Everybody is able to see what's happening where. And let me tell you one of the scenarios. So I was working for this company, and I was asked to set up a red team. Now, red team is more of an offensive team that I was setting it up. And this was way back in 2014, 15. Now, people call it now we are secure for all these issues. Now, if fast forward 2005, we're still talking about it, and we are heading to 2026, 2025, and 2026, we are heading to, and we're still talking about it. That means these are still relevant. What we did was that we thought, now we check our all IPs, servers, and all of this is good. But how about we scan all our printers, our cameras, and whatnot? Now, when we started scanning them, and it was, trust me, it was just a vulnerability scan we did not went into full-fledged red teaming. And we realized that most of the cameras have default passwords. We tried the IP, put it in the browser, and the camera console opened. Now, interestingly, we know that when the console opens, it tells you the vendor. Now we have ChatGPT, we have Gemini, we have whatnot, we have all the AI capabilities. We just need to put it into the chat box, and it gives you all the information. Back then, we had to use our best friend Google, where we put it into the Google, and I think I saw 15 to 20 default credentials. Fifth or sixth, I tried, and I was into the camera. Now we told the team, IT team, that yes, you have to change the credentials. We can't do this. For a week, we were chasing. Nobody listened. So one fine day, we got so fed up that if it gets access to, if attack, first of all, we were doing it. And second thing, if any not so good person get access to it, what would you do about it? So we did one thing. We created a proper scenario where we logged into the camera, which was right next to the cafeteria, which has access to the ping pong table. So it's generally full. So we realized this is the time when it's empty. My team went running there, they started playing, and then literally we recorded everything, that this is what we have done, and we showed it to our president, saying that, oh, this is what we have done, and it's still on. Within few hours, those credentials were changed. Now, we should not be using these default credentials to start off. Passwords are like toothbrushes. Do we share our toothbrush with anyone? No, we don't. So we have to be very, very cautious with anything and everything. And that's something which is very, very important. Now, there are so many scenarios that which are part of it. There are so many CVEs, as much as CWEs are there. There are so many CVEs which are associated with it. You can take a look at it. But yes, as I said, that if there's a test scenario that you think is missing there, please contribute. So it'll be very, very helpful, whether it's about default credentials, accounts, username, password, exposing any kind of unnecessary services like FTP, Telnet, or just the sample apps which are there. Or maybe we just forgot to disable the directory listing. We don't want to do that and reveal our source code. That is still happening. Even when we are in the cloud, we are forgetting about things. And errors. I feel when you are a person who's working on security testing, errors are your best friends. And as much as they are our best friends, they are attackers' best friends as well. So we don't want to leak stack traces or the component versions which are there. So we have to be very, very cautious about them. Now, this is how it works. And then if we see here, there are live cameras which are recording everything, and here we are getting a lot of information about that. Now, how do you defend? Make sure when you have certain keys, rotate them. Credentials, rotate them. Don't use the same password for a lot of accounts. Or if you still want to do it, go back and check the colonial pipeline attack. You should definitely check that out. Write the test cases which are there. Now, check out OWASP testing guide. That's amazing. There is a verification standard, application security verification standard, which is there, ASPS. You should technically look at it because there's amazing amount of test cases based on different kind of applications that you might have. So you should definitely check it out because I totally love ASPS. Why do I say that? So back in 2012, I remember I got into this application security, and I was part of network security, and we used to do a lot of test cases. And I said, I think now everything is good, but how about instead of forgetting it, I start making test cases. I created a beautiful test case. I went to my boss and said that, see, this is what I've created. This is a beautiful Excel sheet, and you should definitely take a look at it. And then he said, he actually looked at it and paused for a minute and said that, have you checked ASVS, which is Application Security Verification Standard from OWASP? I said, no, I don't know about it. I went and checked. It has the whole list of test cases. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are people who are contributing to open source, so they checked it out.